Welcome to Octane Motorworks. My name's Ty, and on this channel I pretty much do, well, whatever I want. But today I'm out here camping. I've got the Surron, I've got the new Action 2 that I just unboxed in this video up here if you want to check that out. I'm going to be doing a little bit of testing of the Action 2. It has a few different stabilization modes. Here's the Action 2 if you're not familiar with it. I have the magnetic case on this one, and then I've got the lanyard around my neck that has a magnet. I can put this little bracket on, hook that to your chest. It works if your shirt is a little bit snugger fit so it doesn't move around, but we'll see how that affects any of the video here. The first shot we'll do is just no stabilization, and then we'll set up a stabilization shot. Alright, so that was steady mode. Now let's go back and do rock steady. Well, that was rock steady, and now let's go back and do horizon balancing. So the first shot, obviously you could see that there's no stabilization there. The steady definitely has more of a crop factor, seems pretty stable. The rock steady has a little bit more field of view, not as narrow cropped in. I've heard a lot online and people don't like the rock steady, they say it's crap. I don't know, I mean, I'm not super experienced, but it seems a lot better than the steady just from the standpoint you get that wider field of view. And I don't know, the horizon balancing, what do you think? I've heard some people say don't use the horizon balancing at 1080p at 60 frames a second because it's got a jitter issue. I'm going to try to always shoot in 4K just to get the best quality, but if you're trying to extend the duration of your video, then 1080 might be the way to do it, especially if it's kind of some B-roll of something else you're doing. But like I mentioned in the last video, if you go check that out, is that I did a test on battery life of this with the internal storage, which is only 32 gigs, so that is a limitation compared to a GoPro like Session that's similar in size. The Session is a little thicker, but you can put a full SD card in, where this is built-in storage, so you can't change it out. But in my test I discovered that the battery will last the entire duration of the internal storage. So as long as you're charged up, there's no risk that you're going to run out of battery before you fill up the internal storage. So that is a plus. If you do put the external battery pack on, then you get more battery life as well as the SD card that comes in that power module or screen module. So the question is, am I late in the game in getting the Action 2? With the Action 3 coming out, I hear that there's going to be some gyro stabilization that will be far superior from the rock steady stabilization, which sounds fantastic. Question is, should I keep this one either way, or should I try to return it in anticipation of the Action 3? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I think what's so great about the community here is that everyone's just willing to share what's worked for them in terms of their gear that they've got to shoot whatever they're doing. You know, I'm no expert, I'm not a photographer, I'm not a videographer, I'm just some guy that likes to ride his surron around and adventure outside. If you guys have any other great advice on what gear to go with, you know, put it in the comments so those that are watching this similar type of content, maybe interested in shooting their video, maybe the Action 2 is right for you. Some people have said that's more for the occasional vlogger, and if you do a little occasional action sports but stick with a GoPro if you're going all action, that may be true. I still like my Session 5. I want to do a test comparison between the two. With the Session 5, you get the same point of view on the chest, which is my preference when riding a bike. I have to wear a big chest rig, so it's a little bit more work to deal with. See how much more work this is to deal with? I mean, look at this. I'm not likely to use it as much if I always have to put this on, so that's why I think the lanyard with the DJI Action 2 is pretty sweet. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope that was helpful to you if you're looking into an action cam and some things to consider. I'm just figuring it out myself. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I'm just hoping that some of my experiences are helping you make your own determination on what's right for you. If you want to support the channel, head over to octanemotorworks.com where you can pick up a shirt or a hat. It really helps me out to keep this content going. And until next time, fuel your passion.